I'm Teacher Mike, and today we are learning about 8 more common and natural English expressions that you can use in your daily life. Our first one today is actually 2 expressions that we can use to mean the same thing. These are "you're good" and "it's all good." Both of these basically mean it's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't need to apologize. If your friend is a few minutes late meeting you somewhere, they might feel bad and say something like, "I'm so sorry I'm late." If you want to let them know that you are not upset about them being late, you can say, "Oh, you're good. I haven't been waiting long." Or maybe you asked them to bring something, but they forgot to bring it. If you want to show them that it's not a problem and you are not upset, you can say, "It's all good. You can bring it next time." Next, we have "give it a shot," which basically just means try it or see if you can do it. Maybe you're trying to do something, but it's very difficult and you can't do it. You might say to your friend, "Hey, I don't think I can do this. Do you want to give it a shot?" And again, that just means, do you want to try it? So much for. We say this when it becomes clear that something is not going to work or not going to happen. Although we can follow it with a gerund, we usually just say, "so much for that," or "so much for that idea." Maybe you are discussing plans for the weekend with your friends. Everyone likes the idea of going to the park to play basketball. But when you check the weather forecast, you learn that it is going to rain all weekend. You could say, "so much for that idea." And again, it basically just means, well, that idea isn't going to work. What do you say? This basically means, what do you think about that idea? Do you want to do that? We usually use this when making a suggestion or an invitation. It can be used by itself or as part of a longer sentence. Well, what do you say? Do you want to join us? What do you say we go to the new Indian restaurant? Who knows? This is basically an informal way to say, "I don't know," and "I'm not going to waste time trying to find an answer." Usually, we use this in situations where there are many possible answers, so guessing the correct answer would be very difficult. For example, one friend asks you where you think another friend is. You could reply, "Who knows? He could be anywhere." But don't use this if your wife asks you where the children are, or if your boss asks you when your report will be finished. Your guess is as good as mine. This is another way of saying that you are not sure about something. It basically means, "I don't know either." So if someone asks you about something because they are unsure about it, but you are also unsure about it, you can reply, "Your guess is as good as mine." Have a good one. This is a very common way of saying goodbye. If you go to a store in the US, the people working there are probably not going to say goodbye to you when you leave the store. Goodbye is something that we usually say to people who we have been spending a lot of time with, or having a real conversation with. It would feel very strange if a cashier said goodbye to me. Usually, a cashier or other person who you just speak with very quickly will probably say, "Have a good one." And a good one means a good day. And you can use this all day until around 5 or 6 p.m. Around that time, I would probably switch to "have a nice evening." Get going is an informal way to say either leave somewhere, or start working on something. So if you are with your friends or your coworkers and you need to leave soon, you can say, I've got to get going soon. Or if you and your coworkers have been wasting time chatting instead of working on your project, you could say, okay, we need to get going on this now. And in that situation, you could also say, we need to get started, or we need to get to work. So yeah, those are the expressions for today. I've got some other stuff to do now, so I've got to get going. Have a good one.